Hello everybody and welcome back in the garage. Today we're going to be working on the 307 convertible again. What I'm going to talk about will also be applicable to other 307s as well as Citroen C4s. So what are we going to do? Well, at the moment we're having a little bit of a heat wave here in Belgium. Yesterday we almost had 40 degrees centigrade. Today it's about 37, so I'm going to be kind of sweaty. But this car has had an issue with its AC for the past, what I would say, 4 or 5 years. At first we diagnosed the problem being short on gas because it was just an AC problem. Right now it doesn't have AC, nor does it have any heating or controls. So at first it was short on gas, so we regassed it as well as added some dye to the lubricant. Again, the gas escaped somewhere, so I used a UV light, which I bought about 2 years ago. It's a little handheld UV light using LED light. You can see UV, yeah. In order to find the leaks, well, I looked around everywhere. I looked at the pipes in the engine compartment, I looked at the parts I could see around the pump, etc. and I couldn't find it. So yeah, luckily at the evening school there was someone who is very knowledgeable about AC systems in cars, and he told me, well, if it leaks, it's gonna leak right behind the fan, the radiator fan, because what happens is they place the fan in front of the cooling cores for the radiator and the AC system, and the carbon that gets dislodged from the brushes inside that fan actually eat away at the aluminum of the heat, the radiator of the AC system. So we removed the front bumper, we removed the fan and the fan housing, and we shined the light, the UV light, on the core, and we could clearly see some discoloration. I'm going to insert a picture if I remember to. So yeah, we ordered a new radiator for the AC system, condenser, evaporator. I don't know, condenser I think. So we ordered a new one, installed it, regassed it, and it was working for a couple of days. All of a sudden I smelled something electrical, like an electrical circuit that fried itself, or an electrical motor that fried itself, and the AC just completely stopped working. All I had was a little bit of defogging at the window, but that's it. Heating as well, so the front-facing vents didn't vent any air. Okay, so forward up to this week, and I was thinking, yeah, it's gotta be the little motors, the servo motors that's inside. Well, I started removing the glove box, and I had access to the 3 servo motors on the, for us in the EU, passenger side. For UK drivers it will be the driver's side most likely. Well, and I found the motors, so I disassembled the motors and I started playing with the settings, and lo and behold, the servos actually work. So what is the issue? Well, a couple of years ago, Peugeot, Citroen PSA got wind of the issue with these controls, and they actually made a modification kit, a repair kit if you will. I'm gonna show the number. So this is the number on the kit. And what does it include? Well, the main mixing valve is a hex drive on the servo motor, which engages with a quadrant like this. And as you can see, there's a hex drive in the quadrant. Well, it actually tore on the quadrant, so you need to replace this. And then you have on the both sides, on the passenger side and the driver side, you have a mixing valve to mix the cold air with the hot air. Well, it engages with a plastic gear. Those plastic gears on the box, on the control box if you will, actually wear out. It is not the gears on the servos that wear. So what they do? they actually made an adapter piece to go over the remaining of the gear on the box. I will show you, as well as a adapter to lift up the servo so it will engage with the new gear. Sounds weird right now, but I'm gonna show you in the video. If you stay tuned till the end of the video, I will be reinstalling the glove box, and that should make it also clear how to disassemble it, because at the moment the glove box is already removed. So I will show you the problem. Inside the glove box compartment, as you can see, this is the old quadrant. Yeah, in design this one should be pretty much identical. I don't even think it's very much different material, although that one is a gray plastic. This is a white, little bit translucent plastic. So what do I need? The tools you're gonna need to pull off this job is a set of Allen keys, well, Torx actually, and I like to also use a ratchet and a set of Torx sockets and a flathead screwdriver to pry with. So we're gonna use that screwdriver and we're gonna try to get this quadrant out of there. I'm gonna try to pry somewhere. It should come out. As you can see, it's held in by a clip on the end. So doing this one-handed isn't the best idea. I'm gonna try this off camera. So here's the old quadrant I removed, and as you can see, this is torn, the little bit over here, and the hex drive from the servo would just rotate inside without actually turning this quadrant. So as you can see, there's normally a little bit of grease in the back. I don't know what kind of grease they use, but it's kind of sticky. So I pushed the new quadrant into place right here, and as you can see, you can move this by hand. So in order to align the quadrant with the little servo actuator, we're actually going to push the quadrant all the way down, which is a ventilation to the center or to the face. We're gonna start the engine, make sure the air conditioning is set to central ventilation, then the servo motor should turn to the correct position, and then it should line up in the hex drive, as well as the two bolt holes and this little alignment pin over here. So we're gonna do that right now. I'm gonna start the engine. I'm gonna make sure the ventilation is set to central air and that the motor turns to the correct position. So as we can see, if I would put it on defog, all the air would be directed upwards and the quadrant should be in an upward position. So the little motor would turn to the fully clockwise position, as you can see, completely clockwise. Now I'm going to put it back, and it's going to turn completely counterclockwise all the way down, completely down. All the other positions are in between. So right now I should be able to mount it in the quadrant and line it up with the alignment pin and the two bolt holes. So the two screws that go in there are these silver Torx T20. So I'm going to put them in. I'm going to turn off the engine real quick. I'm going to put them in by hand, start them by hand. Okay, I'm gonna use my little ratchet. A screwdriver with a Torx bit would be good as well. So we're going to tighten both bolts all the way. Don't over tighten them. There we go. Quick test. And now it should go fully up for defogging. There we go. That's one thing fixed.